everybody, welcome back. It's of course Cape Rugby TV, where every week we take a look at what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. My can of Score energy drinks, of course, nice and close by. But yes, nice of you to join us. It's now into the second week, or literally the second week. We'll talk about that in a second or so. But firstly, big thanks to our partners on board with us, Score Energy Drinks. As you know, of course, Score is on board with Western Province Club Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. And of course, MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. In studio with me, Jerome Parvata. Jerome, nice to have you back.
Yeah, JP, good to be back and good to be talking real rugby. The friendlies are gone. We're playing now in competition, so it's serious stuff now.
Yeah, do you feel it? Did you feel it this weekend? Like the guys were getting out there and they have finished. We know Tigerberg played their first game, but nobody else played on that weekend. So it was not quite feeling like club rugby started. Then came the Easter weekend, and it again just felt like friendlies, which it was. But this past weekend, about 50 matches on the cards.
No, you know, JP, we in the High Performance Center, we know when it's serious stuff. When the guys come in and they start to talk about the clubs, even the players start to talk about clubs and the club rugby.
Yeah.
And yeah, we beat you guys, and yeah, but we were lucky. And that sort of talk on a Monday, that's always good.
Is there a feeling of that? Because that's what we always used to see, is this rivalry, this talk of my club, your club, you know, especially I suppose with you guys, with the club rugby players there, where they're coming from different clubs. But then there is a bit of like internal rivalry.
Yeah, you get guys like Marvin Ori. He's a Belhar boy,
Yeah.
so he stir up the other guys when Belhar wins, and then Damien Willemse, he's from the Strand. So there's a bit of banter amongst them. So that's why I say, you know, Monday mornings when the players come in and they start to talk to each other.
Well, I must say, already this weekend people were talking about well, we did do that trifecta earlier in the year, but that was all, of course, for friendlies. But already it's interesting though that we're now in first game of the season, and already people are talking about strategy on the log. It's way too early, but the position in the log is already adding bragging rights.
Yeah, it's amazing, JP. Also, I was in Strand on Saturday. I was at Helderberg's field.
Yeah.
So they played against NNK away. But it's so good to see all the players come to the clubhouse afterwards. The supporters come and they stay and they talk. And it's so good to see that. And I think the people all say, now they're really back into the game now, and it's good to see guys going back to their clubhouses. Yeah. Fans go back and talk. Yeah, that's also a good thing.
Yeah, and it's we often have that conversation when it's not happening, and now we're having the conversation when it is happening. So anyway, folks, we of course managed to get a number of games for you this weekend. We're going to take a look at the St. George's versus Brackenfell game. We're also going to take a look at the Vics playing against Hamlet's game, and we're going to look at Belhar, All Saints, and of course all your results, logs and fixtures. But here's the first half now. St. George's up against Brackenfell. Right, welcome back, folks. Caught a little bit unawares there, enjoying the game so much. Right, Jerome, that was, of course, first half, St. George's, Brackenfell. Well, that's your first game, other than Tigerberg, of course, playing against Marties. What are your thoughts?
No, I must say it was pretty close up until now. Just before the second half, I think St. George's scored 2 tries. Brackenfell had 2 tries, and they just scored now at halftime.
Yeah.
They scored another try, so it's pretty even. And it looks like Brackenfell, their forwards are pretty much in the game. And I must say, I just think there was a couple of times there was bad defense from St. George's side also, and especially at line-out time where I think they gave Brackenfell too easy ball from the line-outs. I think if you don't want to stop the ball, you have to go up and contest, or your other plan, your second job is to sack and get them down. But I think that they can work on that.
Good start, though.
That's a very good start, both teams.
Yeah, I mean, you're happy, obviously. You've looked at this, and you know that some of your guys, some of the guys there at St. George's and at Brackenfell have been coming to the HPC.
Yeah. Franzal Roberts, he played Currie Cup game, played 2 Currie Cup games and, from St. George's. And it's good to see Wilson, the 8-man, back also after, I think he sat out a year or 2.
If you look at the game, like you've just seen it now, do you think that you can see those players that came to the HPC lifting the team up?
I can definitely see. I can see from the Brackenfell side. I can see their lineouts in Marcel Roux. I think he's the captain also, and he was the sort of, he's a loose forward, but he was sort of the main jumper there.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that some of the stuff that we were doing there and setting the maul, how they do it. So it's good to see that some of the feedback went back to them.
Oh, they're copying your moves. All right, folks. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've still got the second half to look at it, so don't go away. But yes, it's sort of our first game of the season. And big thanks, of course, to Fernando Favius for sending that footage in for us. So we're back in a sec. Don't go away.